my name's Deb and this is Shelly, and we're going to go ahead and show you some exercises that anyone can do. We're going to try to give you variations if you have a neck injury, shoulder injury, knee injury, anything like that. We're going to give you variations of back, any of those parts of your body so that everybody can do this workout. So we're going to start with warming up with just a march, swinging our arms. When you're doing this at home, you'll do a 5-minute warm-up before you start working out. We're just going to give you a couple little variations here so that you got some idea of how to warm up. And we're going to swing the arms across our body and go from across to full range of motion. And we're going to do circles the other way too. Oops. And circle back. Just get everything warmed up. And then we'll start with Shelly is going to be my person doing the exercises, and I'm going to give you the correct form. So we're going to start with prisoner squats. Hold a broomstick, mop, anything over your head. If you want more challenge, you can get a weighted bar. And she's going to have her toes pointed out. Her knees are going to stay behind her toes as she squats. She's going to keep her body upright and come back up. And I'm going to have her turn sideways for you so that you can see that she's all in alignment. Her knees are staying back. Set back just a little bit more. There we go. Come up. And good. So that is called a prisoner squat. And like I said, you can use any different kind of weight that you want to use, or just use, if you're just starting out, just have your hands in the air, or if holding your hands over your head is too challenging, you can also do a genie squat where you just have your hands out in front of you and up and down. Next, we're going to do some deadlifts. And so our feet are shoulder width apart. Our shoulders are back. Our head is going to stay up. And we're going to just follow our legs down to our knees and back up. I'm going to give Shelly some weights. You can use cans, whatever you have in the house. If you don't have any weights, I want that head up. You should be feeling this in the back of your legs and your seat. You should not feel it in your lower back. If you're feeling it in your lower back, you're not keeping your back arched enough. I'll have Shelly turn sideways now. And
Okay.
She's keeping her abs in because all these exercises come from the core. We start with a strong core and work the rest of our muscles. As you see, she's only going down to her knees and back up. Her head is up, her back is arched. 2 more. 2. And set. That is working on your hamstrings and a little bit of your seat or glutes. The first exercise is a full leg workout. Now we're going to go to our ab and adductors, which is the inside and outside of her legs. So she's going to get in a side lunge position. And she's going to lunge down and then back up. No weights necessary for this. You're going to feel this on your inner and outer thighs. Nice and gentle. I don't want you popping into the position. Nice and gentle. Don't try to overextend. We don't want anybody pulling any groin muscles. Watch that your knees stay back. Get set back into like a chair. That's the position you would be in, is sitting in a chair. And now she's going to go to the other side. Take it down to bent knee and back up again. Not quite a 90 degree, more like a 45. Down and back up. 2 more. And set. The things to watch for on this is that you have your knee and toe pointed in the same direction. Make sure your knee doesn't extend over your toe, and do it nice and slow and controlled. Next, we'll work on our calves. And I don't know, most people have some kind of step somewhere. somewhere in their house. And so you can stand on the step. You're going to drop your heels as low as you can and then up on your toes. On this exercise, I want you to concentrate on keeping your weight over your big toe. That keeps the exercise onto your calf instead of on the outside of your legs. So we want you to keep it on the calf, concentrate on that big toe, drop those heels, and stand on the top of your toe. It's a nice stretch too. 2, and set. That's basically all your lower body muscles. You've done your calves, you've done your inner and outer thighs, you've done your quads in the squat, and as well as your hamstrings and glutes that you got both in the squat and in the deadlift. So now we'll start on the upper body exercises. We're going to start with a push-up. So if Shelley, first we'll do it from the floor as a full push-up, and then we'll show you some variations. So you want to turn sideways so we can see you. Everything is nice and tight. She keeps her abs in her seat down. She brings it straight down and then back up again. Next variation would be she's going to go down on her knees, keeping her seat down. If you have any back issues, you can keep your seat up just a little bit, and that'll take some of the pressure off your back. And one more variation is to do it on a chair or a bench or whatever you have available. And so Shelley will do one on the bench. There you go. Keeps her body straight, and the bench just gives her a little less weight to lift because she's not lifting her full body weight since she's at an angle.
And remember to breathe.
Always breathe. Don't hold your breath. We need the oxygen to replenish your muscle. And set. From there, we're going to go into lateral raises. So I'm going to get some lighter weights. This is an exercise for your shoulders, and with doing this exercise, you won't, there will be no shoulder impingement. The main thing on a lateral raise is you bring the weights out. Your hands are always lower than your elbows, and you have them just slightly in front of you like Shelley does. Shoulders back, feet shoulder width apart. If you don't have weights, use a couple of soup cans or
water bottles.
Anything that you have in the house that you can use for weights. Turn sideways so that they can see your form. And one more. And set. So that was your total shoulder joint. And now we're going to have her do rotators, which is that 4 little muscles in your shoulder that you open and close everything with, and that's what you're always hearing that baseball pitchers are tearing is a rotator cuff. So she'll go ahead and use the same weight. Never go over 5 pounds unless unless lifting is something you do a lot of, because 5 pounds is plenty. Nothing right now would be fine if you're just starting. So just open, thumbs out. And we can bring it back to center, and then we can put thumbs up and just bring it out. Just a little difference in the way your hands are going to use those muscles just a little differently. And one other form you can do is bring it up to 45 degrees and open and close.
Keep my arms close to my sides.
Yes, our arms should not leave our sides. If you had a piece of paper, or if you have a tendency to pull away from your your sides, put a towel or something underneath your arm, and then you can use that and keep that in place, and that will keep your arm in place. Next, we're going to do some basic bicep curls. So she's going to start with her arms all the way down, shoulders are back, feet are shoulder width apart, and she's going to curl, not quite all the way up, because if you bring it all the way up, you're resting on the bone and you're giving yourself a break. So not quite all the way up, but we want to go all the way down because a long muscle is a strong muscle. So we want full range of motion on all the exercises that we do. She's always got her core tight. She's always standing with her shoulders in her back pocket. And then her arms are full range of motion all the way through the exercise. And one more. And we're going to have her do triceps next, which will be, she's going to take one of the weights and she's going to go over her head. Her elbows are going to stay as close to her head as she can, and she's going to bring that weight straight up. We're working the triceps now, which is the back of the arm. Women are notorious for having weak triceps, so it's an exercise that we really need to do, and something that we don't do during the day because we don't lift much over our heads. As you can see, her core is tight. She's in good neutral spine position. And she's going to do one more. And set. So we have now gone over every body part. We've done all of our legs. We've done all of our chest, back, shoulders, biceps, and triceps. And now we're going to show you some core exercises. If you don't have a mat in your house, you can always use a towel. We have a mat here, so we're going to have Shelly on the mat. And we're going to start with something called Burdock, which is mainly a core exercise. So she's going to get down on all fours. She's going to lift, Burdock, right there. And lift one arm and one leg and hold it for a second and back out again. Try to keep your hip down on the side that you're doing the exercise on. If you want to challenge yourself a little more, you can bring the knee all the way to the elbow on that part there. So out and in, out and in, and then we will put that leg down and go to the other side. Always make sure you're doing both sides. Notice how she points her toe, points her hand, and she holds for just a second. Brings it back down, and out she goes with a little bit more of a challenge, bringing it in and back out. Always breathing. Remember to bring the belly button all the way to the spine. That'll keep everything nice and tight. And she's going to do one more. And we're going to do some ab exercises. So she's going to roll over on her back, and she's going to start with just a typical crunch. So feet by your seat, and you're going to keep your chin off your chest. You're going to go ahead and lift up towards the ceiling, looking straight up, and you exhale on the way up. If you exhale, that brings your abs in and back down again. So exhale and back down. Pulling that belly button to your spine. And up you go and back down. And from this is using your rectus abdominis, and now we want to do some obliques. So she's going to go ahead and pretend she has a rope in the air, and she's going to pull herself up from each side. Same theory. Exhale on the way up, pulling that belly button to your spine. All the way up you go. reaching, using our obliques. And 2 more. There's 1. And set. Now we have covered the whole body. We want you to go ahead and watch this video 2 or 3 times to watch your the correct way to do the exercise. I would suggest when you're starting out that you do your exercises in front of a mirror so that you can make sure that your form is correct. And after you get used to doing them in front of a mirror, then just kind of check yourself each time you do it. Each one of these exercises you can run all the way through or do them one at a time with a small break between. There's a 30-second break maybe between each set, but you should do 12 to 15 reps of each exercise, and you should do 3 sets of them. So I want to thank you all for joining us today, and we will be trying to get a video out once a week for you to watch. Next week we want to show you how to use an exercise ball. So if you can find one in your house wherever you stuck it, or go out and get one, you can get them at almost any store and have that available, and we'll show you a total workout on